high-grade Age-2 Dark Hound.
Hey, what's up again, everybody? Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, GundamReviews.net, and you've already seen the unbox for this Age-2 Dark Hound, which had a very impressive ending in the anime of Gundam Age. It's the follow-up to the normal and the double bullet with a bit of a pirate bent, so thanks to Crossbone Gundam and the X2, let's see what kind of parts and the differences that we're going to have in store. All put together, you can see the legs there to go along with the waist section. You've got that cool looking pirate chest and head there, and it's the side binders that are going to make all the difference there. You can see the anchor shot attached on to there. You're also going to be getting two beam sabers to go along with the Dodds Lancer, which is looking pretty great. That part there you can use for the transformation and put the Strider form up on the base. A few extra parts that are going to be unused from the Age-2 normal, keep those around if you want to have some extras. And again, the anchor shots can have this guy well wired up. Legs are identical to the normal, although that's not a bad thing because it gives a chance to show off the two different grays there. It's going to be hidden from the front, but as soon as you go for a bend, you're going to get that lighter gray exposed on the inner frame. It's cool, remember that these are reversible wing style there for the transformation. Rotating hips there, you can see that you're going to get a good bend almost all the way for 180. The black parts there are going to be a little bit hidden in the back, but it's still cool to have them. And you've got the toes, which are going to bend, and this part, which will move up and down. And you can see the way that this is just attached on here with a ball polycap. I'm a big fan of this waist section, and I really like the color use here. This should be red, yellow, and blue on the normal, but instead you're going to be getting black and black. The red really stands out on the dark gray. You're not going to see very much of the light gray there that makes up the inner frame, unless you're looking there. They'd still have those little details that seemingly you would think would have been seals in years past, like putting that little red part in, and these parts here are going to move in Strider form, if I remember to actually swing them down. To the chest, which is going to show quite a few differences from the normal, which is red, blue, white, and here we're just going to have black and gray. That red still is looking great against the black there, and you've got that really cool looking, well, it's not that cool in terms of the skull, I just put some lining in there, or for the top and the bottom, and just the seals on to make up the eyes. You can actually swap that off and put this part on there. You've got the red neck detail, which is great to see, and the shoulders are going to move up and down and in and out. And remember that as part of the transformation, this is going to slide down and allow this thing to bend. The arms are consistent performers with some lining opportunities up there. Nothing spectacular. You're going to get all the regular rotating points there without the binders in the way. Almost a 180 there at the elbows. You're going to have these black cuffs that you could turn off to the side, I suppose. And for the hands, you're going to have the two colors of gray there. And beside the weapon holding hands, you're going to have two variations there for the left hand with a closed fist and an open dynamic grasping for the future hand. The side binders here are just going to attach onto this point. They've got a polycap on the inside that are going to stick onto the top of the shoulder, so you could actually swap those off with the normal if you wanted to. In terms of range of movement, you can move these up and down. These are pretty sharp if you want to make them that way. And I do like the fact that you're going to have the multiple colors of gray in there. You've got the black, the darker gray, which means if you take off the anchor shot here, you can take this part off and keep this in hand here. So you can put this in hand like a pistol with the hook on there, which is going to look pretty silly. But if you want to go take the lead, you can take that and have this shooting off into space as well. And attached on it doesn't really get in the way in terms of the lateral movement because you can still move that up and get the arm up there as well if you want to hold your gun sideways off to the side. I'm a big fan of this Dodds Lancer though, which is looking pretty good except for at the very end, if you can make it out here, that this is going to split sometimes, so maybe a little bit of glue would just help that stay in place a lot better. But down here, it looks like you're going to have some pretty cool looking parts. It attaches in well with the silver working well around the light gray. Some dark gray might be a little bit better, but then again, it's going to be more offset with the body there. You have this part which is going to swap in and out, and you use that in the transformation, and you have the ability to slide this up and down as you're putting the weapon in hand, and this is also going to move as well. So the silver and the gray don't really stand out that much, but if you wanted to metallicize this and paint this up, I think that they've given you a lot of opportunities here, and it's going to look good right out of the box anyway. Love that the base is going to be included with this, which makes the transformation quick and easy. You can see that you've got two attachment points there. You can also pivot this around to whatever angle you want and interchange this with things like an action base 1 or 2. This part is used for the transformation for the Strider form, although you don't really have to. You replace the hips part that we've seen since 00 with this one, and they do give you the bonus that inside the base you can store those extra manipulators. Well thought out, as we've already seen with the normal. And how about that little sparkle of the eye here for the head, which has got to be the best part, I think, of the Dark Hound. Outside of the chest emblem on the or of the skull emblem on the chest, he's not going to have that many things that set him apart. But this, I think, is more than enough with the unique shape up there, Looks like a little bit of a flat top. That's not a bad thing though necessarily. The red V-fin is going to look great, and you've got that silver part there that I've just put in the black part for the eyes. You're also going to have the option of taking a white seal and sticking that on there if you wanted to make that white, or just paint it up with a base coat. I'm sure you could cover it up well. But if you look really carefully, you can see that he's got the different shades there of gray. My camera's not picking it up that well. But you've got dark there for the main face mask, with light gray for the part that goes around it, to go along with the black and the goatee. You've also got a shiny, glimmering gold eye there. And even though it is just a seal, that green part is really going to stand out, and that little bit of flickering luminosity that you're going to get from the seal is actually a pretty good thing here. This part, for me, makes this kit all worth it. Seeing the parts here all put together has really dispelled any of the misgivings that I had at the beginning about the different colors and that silver that's really not quite lustrous enough. But again, it just sets it apart a little bit from the fact that we've already got the 2 grays in this. That, for me, is a bunch of win. Plus, you've still got the ability, remember, to use the seals if you're not happy with the silver there, although you'd think that they would have given you 1 to go over this so that you could have had the 2 parts in white if you so chose, or of course just white plastic would have been nice. Then again, for the anchor shot, they give you the 1 wire. You could cut this off and split it up in 2 if you want to. Combine that with the fact that you've got the beam sabers there, the SB9s. Everything about this kit looks pretty good, but we've got to see it all put together and transformed, so stick around for the next part, everybody. And as always, thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think, and see you next time. Bye. You know, I should go borrow the regular red guns from the regular DB, and then I can dual wield as well.